Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show on D.A.M.O.N Looks. I've got a really cool guest today. I don't usually do political shows, but there was a really great reason why I said yes to this one. I'm going to show you his photo. Martin Weber. Amazing, amazing. Martin, say hello to everyone.
How you doing, everybody? Stay safe out there.
That's right. So, Martin, let's tell everyone a little bit about you to begin with. Your background, the service, all that.
Okay, I grew up in New Jersey here. I was the second graduating class out of the Pinelands Regional. When I did graduate, I went directly into the military. And I served the country for 6 years. I got out, I came back to New Jersey, and been a volunteer in New Jersey ever since.
Okay. So, we have a mutual friend, Keith Peterson. And when he asked me if I would be interested in interviewing you, I said, well, tell me a little bit about him. And when he told me your story, I was really impressed. First of all, I want to say thank you to you for your service, first and foremost. Okay. Absolutely. And I'm going to ask you a few questions so we could just get the meat of everything out there for them. Okay.
Okay.
So we could just get. You have to turn your volume down. I hear.
I did it. Turned it off.
Okay. Why are you running, Martin?
The reason I'm running is I lost my best friend due to the VA healthcare, and I know in my heart the way I fight for people all the time. All my life, I've been a fighter. That I could get in there and I could fix this VA healthcare system, and that is the fire behind me right now is losing Jeff. That's the main reason for me to run. Jeff asked me to run just maybe a week before he passed. He asked me to run. He says, "You're a fighter."
Well, I want to just say something to people out there. You're running. You're an independent, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And your main reason is health care with the vets, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, I wish more people actually had a heart like you have, especially for our vets today. Things have changed drastically in how we respect not only our country, our flag, our veterans. You know that more than anyone, I'm sure.
Right.
Okay. So answer that first. The switch. What's changed with the way we respected versus now what's happening? What has changed?
We're all broke up, but what I heard from you is it just keeps on getting put on the sideline, the veterans health care. Even with Donald Trump in office, things just haven't been for the veterans. I made an appointment in March for a little bump that I have on top of my pancreas. And my appointment for the veterans is in November. Okay. That's just way too many months out. And there's just things that they're doing for the vets that aren't right anymore, with the suicide rate being so high. Why don't we change what they're doing and go to a different form of medicine for these guys? It's just every time someone talks about we're going to help the veterans and they run a campaign on issues like that, once they're elected in, it gets put right on file 13.
Really?
Nothing's ever.
Really?
You still there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. I said, really?
Yes. And it is sad. Andy Kim ran 2 years ago, and that was part of his talks that he had. And nothing got done. And now he's doing it again, saying he's going to work for the veterans. And I'm not a politician. I'm a person just like everyone else out there. I work for a living. I struggle week to week to pay bills. But it just seems like it's a calling that I got to go help. I've done that all my life. Even in the military, when I served in Germany, I volunteered for the American Red Cross. We just need more good people to work for the people and not for a party line anymore. That's why I'm an independent now. I'm not going to work for the party lines anymore. I want to work for the people.
I understand that.
It's just sad that it's not getting done. And it's a far reach for me to get elected in, but I'm here doing it. I put Jeff's life insurance on it. I mean, I've used that up doing this because it's no party funding. It's just me, and my heart's in it. I was asked the other day by a veteran too, if you don't win, Marty, in November, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to fight for 2 more years until I can get it for you guys. I'm not going to give up. It's just my heart's in it. I cry every day over it.
Let me ask you something. What about fundraisers? Have you done any or tried to do?
With all this virus going around, that is what really hurt a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because we can't do the fundraising and get the groups and stuff like that. And I understand it with the people. I'm in the same boat as them. It's just a tough world right now with this virus going on.
Right.
And I picked a hell of a time to do it. But it's what God put on my plate, and I got to just deal with that.
Okay. I mean, I've done a lot of fundraisers, and a good friend of mine from K&D Unique Entertainment, Kathy, she does fundraisers for the troops all the time. But you're right. Right now, it's just a little tough, and I feel so bad about that. So Keith is in the chat room, and so is Andrea from the Voice of Hope. Do you guys hear everything okay? Is the sound okay? Because we had like an earthquake in this area in the middle of the night. So I know my sound might be going in or out, and unfortunately I can't help that, but they're saying it's fine. So, okay, good. All right. So let me ask you, how will you fix the veterans' healthcare? Like, what's the plan?
Say that again.
How will you fix the veterans' healthcare? What's your plan?
My plan is, and it's really a simple plan. We're going to shut the VA healthcare down.
Oh, wow.
If we shut it all down, the millions of dollars the American people are going to save now. And what these veterans should be getting is an ID card. And so just like the Blue Cross Blue Shield card. And it's the plan that it's under is called the Jeff Act. And it's got the name on it. It's an ID card. You go to your local hospital, your local doctor, and government pays that bill for the veterans. Then we're not having to pay these doctors and the upkeep of the hospitals, the training, the equipment, all that. Shut it down, ID card, go to your local hospitals. Go to your local regular family doctor in your own town. I live in Barnegat Township, New Jersey. I have to go to East Orange to see a doctor. That's just, it's not right. It's not right for the senior veterans that we have in the area that are in their 70s, 80s, and 90s. They don't want to get on a car ride for 2 hours each way. And I think it would work. We just need to put that in my hand and let whoever the next president is, let me take care of that. Even if I didn't get elected, if the president heard it and said, let's bring this guy in and let him work with us, I would do that in a heartbeat. We just need to get someone that's going to have the guts to do it, fight for it, and not stop fighting until it's done. But the easiest way to save us taxpayers the money is to shut the VA system down and go private. It would just work so much nicer private.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So my next question was going to be how hard is it to get an appointment with the Veterans Healthcare?
I just made one last week again for my left rotator cuff, and it's very painful. It's very sore. My appointment isn't until the end of March.
Why though? Tell me. What's their reasoning?
They tell me it's the virus, but it can't be the virus because it's been going on like this for years.
Okay, so all right, I'm going to ask you silly questions because I don't know, and the average person doesn't know. Okay, so I have always assumed, which now I know I'm wrong, that you have the same. I thought you guys had better health benefits and healthcare than the average person. That's number one, because that's the way it should be. Number two, when you call and you tell them, do you have to tell them you're a vet, or is it already implied by the number you're calling?
Correct.
Okay. So they already know, and it's like they're putting you guys on the back burner, like it doesn't matter to them.
I heard this for many years now, and I really didn't believe it until I started this campaign and started running. The senior veterans down here in South Jersey that I've become friends with, what they tell me is, Marty, they push us to the sideline hoping we fade away.
Oh my gosh.
And I've heard that from hundreds of veterans now with this campaign. I never believed that. But now that I'm hearing it day in and day out from different veterans, they're waiting for us to fade away. I have a full bird colonel that I take care of his yard for him, and he can't get no help. And he's a retired 32-year veteran, and he doesn't get nothing. His neighbor is just a normal working guy, and he's got a beautiful home. This full bird colonel struggles from month to month. It's just not fair. We fight for this country to keep us free, and I'm so proud that I did that. But in return, congressmen and senators, they get more than we do. They get better health care. They get better pay. Everything's better for them. But for the veterans, it's not there.
So I was going to ask you, how hard is it to get an appointment? You answered that. Term limits. Let's talk about that, I guess. What is your plan for term limits?
Oh, my plan for term limits, and when I was out at the Joint Base McGuire talking with some of them, it was a 2-star general said, Marty, how would you ever get that done? I said, in 4 years from now, I want that put on the ballot, not this presidential election, but the very next one. Put it on the ballot for the American people to vote on that. If the way it's set right now, Congress votes on it themselves. Of course, they're going to say no, no, no all the time because they don't want to lose it. And I think term limits for like Congress should be 3 terms, Senate 2, President 2. And it's all that comes out to be the same amount of years. And when your time's up, your pay is up. America is going to go broke if we continue paying these people $198,000 a year the rest of their life.
This is crazy. I agree.
Right. And I think it's those 2 issues. If I was able to get elected in, I really, from the bottom of my heart, I think I could get it done because I'm a fighter. I'm just a fighter. I fight for the American people all the time. Out here in front of my house, the fatalities I had year after year after year, I got tired. I used to cry over it. I became first aid captain. I got that fixed the year 2000. I had something done on the road. I fought for it. Jeff and I did. And nobody's died since then. So it's just the way I am. We should all do this in the world. Everybody should just help everybody. I mean, this place, the world would be so much nicer if we did that.
Wow. I want everybody out there to know that, Martin and I talked briefly. I did not go into any of these questions with him. I did not go into detail with him. And I do that for a reason, because I don't want it to be a rehearsed thing. I want it to be, with the human touch, the human feel, right? Our hearts are involved here. And Martin, I could cry listening to you. Again, the average person doesn't know all this. All right, so I'm going to ask you a question. Why is this going on? Like, what is their reasoning? Why don't the vets matter? Tell me, like, why? Is it financial?
No, it's not. What I found out why it is like this and why all this other trouble in the world is happening today, people are running for elections on big money. One of my challengers, the Republican, he's a millionaire. They're buying the seats up. They work for their party lines, and they don't work for the people no more. The R and the D doesn't work anymore. We need a third party, maybe even a fourth party involved. And we need to start looking at the people and not the party lines. I have a customer who is a diehard Democrat, and I love her to death. I said, Julie, if God was running as the Republican and he's going to save this world today, and the devil's running as the Democrat, she goes, Marty, I got to vote for the devil because I'm a Democrat. That's just not good for the world anymore. People need to start. We're the boss. They work for us, these politicians, and we need to let them know that and show them come November that we.
Martin, I'm losing you. Okay.
It's ruining it. It's the parties that are ruining this right now for us, I think.
So how was this 10 years ago, 20 years ago with healthcare for the vets? How was it then?
It was the same way back then. It's just getting worse with timelines, and there's more veterans all the time. But even back then, it was bad. The only time I had good veteran health care is when I was active duty in Germany. That was the only time. And the doctors over there were German doctors we went to. We didn't even have American doctors over there. It was the Germans we went to. But it's just not, the system is broke. And it's so broke that it just needs replaced. And the easiest way, we'd save billions of dollars for America if we went private.
So the story you said about your friend saying that they would have to vote Democrat even if it was the devil, that's very sad and very scary, because I feel like that's what's happening today. We're not looking at the real issues or the person. We're looking at the party we believe we need to stand by, which is very dangerous.
Correct.
All right, so
I was a Republican all my life, and I'm now an independent. And someone asked me why I would not go back to the Republican Party. And it's not about the party, but what I was told, that you've got to raise money for the party. And I'm not going to do that. And our county chairman said, why? I said, so I'm going to work for the people. That's what their job is as a congressional leader, to work for the people. I've been to Planned Parenthoods throughout New Jersey now just to see what it was and see how it was. I went to Philadelphia, the inner city. People said, why you go there, Marty? I said, because when you win your seat, you just don't work for New Jersey in the 3rd District. You work for America, the people of America. And I just wanted to broaden my lessons out there in life, what's going on. Even the Planned Parenthood. As a Republican, when I got to the second Planned Parenthood, oh my God, did my heart change for the Planned Parenthood organization. It really did. It's not what they tell us it is. There's a lot more to it. It's not just women's health care. Any guy in the world can go there. In my mind, it's an affordable health care for people. If you need to get a physical, a guy, go up there and get it. It's like $10 versus $100 at your own doctor. So it's just, we're taking advantage of now, the American people.
So let me ask you this. Let's talk about the virus. How do you feel about that?
Oh, it's scary. We need to have some more doctors, high-end doctors, to talk to the American people and tell us what it really is, what the proper way is, and what we can do to slow it down. I mean, get the vaccine made, but the virus, why did it come out all of a sudden? Is it political? In my heart, I just don't know. And I don't know what to think about that anymore, because there's so much going on that the politicians are fighting for themselves.
Okay.
And it's sad. It's sad. I pray for America every night.
Pray for America.
I pray.
So, all right. So let me ask you this then. Do you have any children?
Yes, I have one daughter and 3 grandchildren.
Any boys?
No. Yes, one grandson.
How old is?
And a daughter.
Okay.
And I'm a single man. I'm best friends. She's like my best friend, my daughter's mom. Her and I, it was a high school thing that happened.
Okay.
I didn't meet my daughter until she was 18. I didn't know about it.
Okay. But your grandson, how old is he? I'm asking for a reason.
He's 4 right
Okay.
now.
So he's only 4. So what do you think's going to happen in the future with the vets, with all this, if you don't get in? I'm sure you think about this, right? Like, where do you, I guess what I'm asking you is this. I didn't know if he was older than 4. I was going to say, would you encourage young men to go in the service today? I'm going to ask you that anyway. Would you encourage young men today to go into the service?
Yes, I would.
Okay, tell me why.
I think it should be one of those things like in Germany, other countries over there when I was serving. It's a mandatory thing to serve your country. I think everybody should, because it'll teach them respect.
Okay.
It'll teach them respect for our flag and why our flag, what it represents.
Okay.
It gives them that stepping stone from going, say, from 18 years old into the adulthood. It's that stepping stone. It did it for me.
Okay.
And I think the military is a good form of knowing people, a new job, getting out of the house so you're not with mom and dad no more. It gives them that little stone. College is, I don't think too many people do their work that they go to college for when they come out. They don't even work that issue. And the military's got anything and everything in it. I mean, it does. It's got everything. No matter if you want to play football, you want to drive a quad for a living, they got that on the battlefield. They got everything from A to Z.
Okay.
And I just think it's a good thing for the young people. I've had 4 guys that worked for me that I convinced to go to the military. One of them just retired out as a first sergeant, and I'm so proud of him.
So Keith is typing in the chat room that he served in the United States Air Force. He went in the day he turned 18. God bless you too, Keith. And thank you for your service as well. And there's a reason why I asked you that question. That shows me your heart even more, that you would still say yes to that question, knowing what's happening once they get out of the service. And, as a mom and a grandmother, I would probably say I wouldn't want my grandson in the service based on what's happening once they get out, which is so heartbreaking and sad to me. And I don't want to have to feel that way. So we need someone like you for so many reasons to get in and to change things. You know what I'm saying, Martin?
Yes, 100%.
Because we need to have that power in us once again to say, yes, the service, God bless America. We need to be able to be that force here.
Correct.
Because I don't feel that right now.
Oh, I don't either, but we do. We need that force. For a little example, I became first aid captain in my town years back.
Okay.
And we were like on the bottom of the list. They couldn't get calls done, couldn't get nothing done. I took it over. I had an older lady as my first lieutenant, and I love her to death. We became one of the top ones in Ocean County. And it was just a matter of making the membership, just like in the military, make the membership feel like it's their home. And that they're loved there. If you get that, they're going to work for you. And it was proof on the squad here. We went from the bottom of the barrel when I took over to the top within 1 year. We went to the top. And it's got to be people. You got to open your arms to people and just spread the love in this world. If we could spread more love, it'd be great.
Keith said something, and I'm going to read what he said because I'm still going to ask you again. I know I asked you, but I'm not getting the answer that I guess is satisfying me. Keith says the country needs to love the vets the way the vets love the country. And I agree. We all agree. So how are we as the American people not feeling that once they get out, knowing that they went in and fought for our freedom and our lives? I don't understand that.
I don't either, tell you the truth. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. I've seen a guy yesterday who he was a senior. He was definitely wounded more the way he was, Vietnam veteran, and the guy in front of him coming in the door wouldn't even open the door for the guy. And I even said to him, I said, sir, that was a veteran who just did that too. He goes, so? And I just couldn't believe till I heard that. He just said so. And I was like, wow, sir, we love you too. That's why we fought.
How old was he about? The one who said it?
He was in his late 70s.
No, the one who said that.
Oh, the one who said, I would say maybe mid-20s.
Okay, so I'm going to say something because I have to. I'm Italian. Like I said, I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm passionate, and I have to say something. I blame parents as well. I blame that generation because my father's gone. He died when he was, I guess, 84-ish. He's been gone a few years. And my uncle, they came from Italy, and my uncle went into the Marines here in the States. And I'll never forget what they said to me years ago. They said they may have been born in Italy, but America is their country. And, we don't teach that anymore. We don't teach respect anymore.
No, we don't.
I couldn't imagine. Right. I couldn't imagine treating anyone older than me like that, regardless, let alone a vet.
Right.
Go ahead.
Kneeling for the flag. He goes, "Why are you always upset with that, Marty?" I said, "Upset? My brothers and sisters come home from fighting for our country as that is their blanket. It covers their casket. Why would you want to kneel on somebody's blanket that they came home with? They went there alive, but they didn't come back that way. And you're going to kneel for that? It's just not right. That's America." And I love my flag. Jeff loved his flag as my business partner, and I'm proud of her. I really am. I would never, ever kneel for the American flag.
Okay, so I'm going to play the devil's advocate here, okay? Because I'm having a hard time loving the country right now with everything that's going on and everything they're allowing and the disrespect they're showing, especially towards the vets. I'm having a very hard time. How do you keep this love in your heart for this country, knowing what you know?
Because of what happened to me, I guess, as a child. And you just don't give up. You just don't give up. The more we fight, the better it's going to get for us. I believe in that. Okay. I was raped as a child for 7 years. And I'm fine with that now. It happened. I went through my counseling and I fought on. And same thing we got to do for America. We need to fight on. And we can't give up. And it's just, that's the way I've been all my life. Don't give up. As long as we keep on fighting, we're going to get it back.
Well, you just put yourself out there to everyone. So you just said something that made me now understand. So you went through some trauma that was probably one of the most horrendous things a child could go through. And you made a choice to heal from it and to learn from it and to make things better. So now I understand your fight for the country. So I want to thank you for that even more. Martin, you're an incredible man. I mean, I can't even imagine becoming the man you are after what you went through. Wow. Okay. So how old are you?
I'm 56 now.
Okay. So, wow. Okay. So now, what else do you have planned? Do you have a mission statement? Like what have you been putting out there?
Just that we need to start voting the person. Forget about party lines anymore. If I can win my seat, our seat, and it's not even my seat. I always say it's our seat. It's our campaign. If I can win that, we're going to fix the problem with the term limits and the health care. I promise people that. I promise from the bottom of my heart, I'm going to be the fighter and I'm going to get it done. And if I can't get that put on the ballot, that's going to be because of the people in D.C. And I will let the American people know they said no to this, and they will not let it on the ballot. It's not us, the people, it's them. We need to fight. We need to get good people in office. If we could start putting better people in office, wow, this world would come right back. Like when you and I were young kids.
It was incredible.
We had fun and we played outside. And you don't see that no more.
No.
And it's sad. I think a lot of it's electronics too. It hurt this world. It helped it, plus it hurt it. Because the kids are too locked on it. And they don't play baseball in the street, little wiffle ball and stuff like that anymore. It's the computer stuff. And parents, I wish they would. They just start working with, spending more time with the kids.
I agree.
I had time set this year to speak at Southern Regional High School, and I was going to speak to the 7th, 8th, and 9th grader during a health seminar, and it was about childhood rape, because I did exactly what every child does: shut my mouth. And I didn't realize that, didn't know that till 3 years ago, when I went through real detailed counseling about it. The person that did it to me, I still love that person. I forgive that person for what they did, and move on. I mean, I wish people would just start smiling in the world, and just make days happy. I enjoy seeing people smile. That's like a thing in my life. What makes me happy is making someone smile.
So I have a question for you. We have someone in the chat room, ASW Soul Coach and Spiritual Advisor, and she's saying hello and thank you for your service to you guys. Do you know her?
No, I don't.
Hi, sweetheart. Thank you for being in the chat room with us. So, wow. Martin, how can people get in touch with you? How can they, vote for you? Like, give them the information here.
Right there online, on the computers I was just talking about, martinweberforcongress.com. Up on the upper right-hand side, there's a thing that says news. If they would click on that news, their contact sheet comes up that they could put their name, their number. I would reach that. I wouldn't have someone in my campaign call. They would get a call from me. That's the way I've done it from day one so far.
Okay.
I don't want someone calling for me. I want to do it. And it's got maybe 12, 15 video clips already that were made from me, from my heart, in my house, in my backyard, going to work. They're my video clips. And it just gives the people that's the real Marty. And I'm just trying to get that word out there. martinweberforcongress.com. Read the website. It's presidential type website compared to my two opponents. And everything I've campaigned on, now they're starting to bring it to the front line for themselves, which I don't care, because if I don't win and they're bringing that, I'm going to be all over their back to make sure they do what they say. Fix the vets. We need to fix it for the veterans.
Martin, the woman in the chat room, the soul coach and spiritual advisor, her name is Angie, and she says she's also worked with the vets. She loves working with them. So she's listening to you today. So I just wanted to let you know that. I'm behind you. I've done so many fundraisers, and if we could ever do anything for you, let me know. Maybe we could work something out and do a fundraiser, because I would like to try and do that.
I would appreciate it. I really would. I appreciate that.
So we're going to talk about that and try to get something together. I have a lot of musician friends. I know they'd play. I know we'll have some fun. Even if it's in town, we'll do something, Martin. This is very, very, very important. And what you're doing has nothing to do with politics. What you're doing has to do with the human heart.
Yes.
And someone who has served, someone who does know, and someone who is dealing with all the nonsense that is being thrown at you guys and women, all our vets. Yep. So is there anything else you would like to say or tell everybody or tell me or anything?
We just need to start voting the right person in America. I mean, start looking at it, and we're the boss. They aren't. And we need to show them this November 3rd that we mean business and we want America fixed. We want it to be a happy place again.
Okay, Martin. Well, I want to thank you again for this opportunity to interview you. I want to thank Keith for this introduction, of course. I want to thank everyone in the chat room. I want to thank all my listeners. And I'm going to ask everyone out there. It's now, I shared this to Facebook. I'm asking everyone to please share this show. This show is vital. Okay? We need to be a voice for these people. we need to make it known once and for all what's happening and what's going on and how they're really being treated once they're done serving us. Isn't that amazing? They're serving us while they're in the service, and they come out and they're treated like crap. That's unbelievable to me.
It's sad.
It's heartbreaking and it's sad, Martin. It's horrible. So I'm going to ask everyone out there to back this man, Martin Weber, for Congress, independent for New Jersey. I'm going to ask everyone as a favor to me to please back this man. Vote for him. Okay? And again, I'm going to try and do some sort of a fundraiser. I'll get that information out to you as well. Okay? Yes, Keith, please back him. Yes, Angela, it is. Angie, it is. It's horrific. So please share this show. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone out there. And again, to all the vets, thank you for your service. We're going to do our best to try to change things for the good. Thank you again. Thank you, Martin.
Thank you. I won't give up.
Okay, sweetheart.